welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing today? Woo! Again, how are you doing today? All right, so welcome to Invent for the Planet IFTP 2019 here at UPY. So this is the final presentations time, and we're going to have this final presentation session for you, and we're also going to be streaming online. So for those of you streaming and looking at us, watching us from your home, welcome as well. Thank you for tuning in once again. So remember, here for IFTP, students were given 48 hours to complete their projects. They were working in teams, and they were also given advice from many people in order to make their project better and as best as it could be. So I'm really happy that you're all here. Thank you, judges, for coming and agreeing to help us. And we'll move on to presentation of judges. So first up, Dr. Martha Dorsum, Associate Professor of Darmstadt University. Can we please have a round of applause? Welcome, welcome. Also, Dr. Romeo de Cos, researcher member of the Mexican Science Academy. Round of applause. Dr. Thomas Dorsum, researcher at Mercedes-Benz, Darmstadt, Germany. Dr. Alberto Munoz, Innovation Vice President of the National Chamber of Electronic Information and Communication Technologies Industry. Round of applause. We also have Antonio Gonzalez joining us. He's the director of the Yucatán Institute of Entrepreneurship. And last but not least, Edel Gutierrez, CEO of Plenum Marina. Plenum Soft. All right, so just so we understand what will be happening here today, our goal is to select the team that develops the most innovative solution to their selected needs statement. All right, so the final competition reminder for those of you here and for those of you at home will be held on April 23rd in College Station, Texas. And this will be comprised of the top 5 teams among all the participant universities. And one team will be chosen by the attendees during the showcase, and this again will be held April 23rd, 2019 at Texas A&M University. The global winners will be awarded $3,000 for first place, $2,000 for second, and $1,000 for third place. For the final presentation here, each team will have 10 minutes to show their proposal of solution for one of the 16 need statements provided by the International Committee. Just a reminder, some of these were fake news, smart elderly care, and the such. So during the presentation, each team needs to show a 90-second video. After that, we will open a 5-minute panel where judges can ask questions in order to clarify any doubts that they may still have after the presentation. All right? So the first team that we will see is Gypsy Danger. Their challenge that they selected was smart elderly care. All right, so round of applause. All right, come on down, Gypsy Danger. Very nice.
¿Con qué botones? Okay. Good afternoon, UPY classmates, jury, and people from all around the globe. We are CareCom, and it is organized by Giovanna Borges, Lisette Rodriguez, Daniel Torres, Manuel Ugalde, and myself, Germán Espadas. Let's take a quick look about who we are. Okay, so let's take something clear. We all share something in common. No matter what food we eat, no matter what exercise we do, we all undoubtedly age. And this is something that is not taken into consideration in today's society, as longer health spans have increased the percentage of elderly people in our communities. This means that the hospitals are left unattended because they are overburdened by a lot of people that want to get in but cannot. 300,000 hip fractures occur just in the US each single year because people are left unattended, and even if they do get the help they need, it takes a while. And this makes this domino effect, which you can see, that's inefficient, risk, and simply doesn't connect with the person and the user. So we have to come up with a solution that helps us with cardiovascular, immunological, and each single accident that occurs for elderly people.
Nowadays, there are many ways of implementing personalized technologies. For example, we have bracelets that already can measure heartbeats, or for example, platforms where you can already upload your medical records, right? So what we want to do here, our solution for the elder people, we want to link people with technology in a smart way. And how would we do this? We would provide a digital platform that would gather real-time information from the elder. And how would we do this? With a device that would collect information such as temperature or blood pressure or those kind of stuff. And so what's the new thing? Because those kind of stuff are already in the market. So what we want to do is to transform information to valuable data. And we do this through we created a point of access for the platform, which basically are an application. So what are the main benefits? The monitoring would reduce the elderly patients. I mean, we would provide a 24/7 monitoring, as well as the possibility to connect with key carers that would help the elder. And with the independent living, we want to encourage the elder to feel more confident, because he would know that he would be tracked, and if something bad happens to him, then it would notify some health institution. And lastly, live more peacefully with immediate aid that would, like I said before, notify an emergency institution.
Okay, so we've considered all of the technical requirements in order to come up with a solution. So we basically designed, this is the process that we designed to get to the solution. The process begins with the registration of the user that will provide us his or her medical records for our database. And then for the wearable device that will have implemented the Airbus chip that is always connected to any network and at any time and has a long-lasting sort of battery, we will collect all of the data. We will collect the heart rate of the person and the temperature, and also this chip will provide us the GPS location of the person. Then this information will be sent to a database through the network that is connected, and then this data will be analyzed and then give back to the app users through the app that has three different perspectives. Then this same process allows us to create alerts and to alert people when the elder is feeling bad or has an emergency. So basically, our app has 3 different perspectives. The first one is supposed to be for a relative of the patient or a friend of hers, and it displays a basic understanding of all the health status of the person. It provides this for physical status summary of the day that basically just explains what the person has been doing and where he's been. And also the second perspective is from the doctors, and this is the most important one because it's where the doctor can analyze all of the health status and provide a treatment or medication, prescription, and stuff. And it presents a detailed explanation of the statuses. The third one is supposed to be for the elder people, for a personal use, to self-monitor themselves so they can reduce the times they go to the doctor each month or each year, which also helps to the economy. For our physical prototype, which is the way that we will collect the data, is basically a smartwatch, but with improvements. And this smartwatch has embedded the Airbus chip that is always connected to the network, as I said before, and provides us the GPS. And also, we've integrated an emergency button that the patient can press when they're having an emergency, so the emergency medical services can be alerted. And we've also created 2 designs. One that it is most likely to be agreeable to the patient because it's a watch, and we know that the elder people like that, and also a simple bracelet.
So our market segmentation are 2 different approaches. The first one is for where we can actually improve the quality of life of elderly people by innovating a new smart style of life. And the second one is to turn different retirement homes into an innovative way of providing this service. But before to start, we're going to watch. Well, this is our market segmentation, or 2 different approaches.
Okay, now, for the funding, is our solution viable? After considering all the expenses that we're going to make and doing a quick research in the marketplace, we found that we would use a current known system, which will be a payment for a subscription plan, which can be an annual payment or also a full service for a year. I mean, a monthly payment or a full service for a year. If we pay the full service, we'll get benefits like early access to platforms or updates and stuff like that. And the other monthly base will be more like for people who want the access, maybe a temporary phase, or maybe they're out of town and they need the access just a couple of months. This will provide more people the chance to use the platform and spend less money on it. Now, for the social responsible solution, we will use 10% of our total profit that will be given in the time being to grant elderly people with low income to the access of our CareCom platform. This is done because we, as a company, we want to give back to the community and also have this social responsible. Now, why us? What does this differentiate us from everything else in the market? Well, number one, the AI through big data to predict and prevent. We want to use the information that we're making with our wristband to hopefully in the near future use big data and AI to predict possible accidents, possible things that may happen to our elder people. Now, continuous connectivity. We will have the connectivity that we already mentioned with the chip, and this will also provide people in the future.
All right, thank you. So that was Gypsy Danger with CareCom. So we have the 10 minutes are up. Thank you very much for your presentation. Round of applause. All right, so we will now open it up to the judges for 5 minutes so that they can ask any questions to clarify.
Sorry, just a second. It's just like we have a technical problems with the video. We have actually a video, but there's a technical problem, so we couldn't reproduce. And also at the beginning, we had 30 seconds that I mean, just, yeah. So sorry about that.
Congratulations for your presentation. Given that you should require a large amount of quality on the data procurement in such a way to create a perfect or almost perfect profile on the person, such a way to really create a maybe early alerts in those cases, are you taking into account to maybe define a specific protocol to be connected to other devices? Suppose that there's a special patient and they need some special analysis, for example, from the heart rate or something like that, or any other measure that is not possible to integrate on the band. Are you thinking into account that idea to have a
process of them like have
Alrighty, so if we have no more questions, we will move on to the next group. Thank you again, Gypsy Danger, for your presentation.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ronaldo Sosa, and I'm representing Here for You. I'm going to introduce you my teamwork.
Hello, I am Saulo Acevedo. I am student of first quarter of data engineering, and I work in this team as the head of innovation.
Hello, my name is Samuel Ook, and I am studying robotics first quarter, and my work in this team is the logistic manager.
Hello, my name is Manuel Alejandro. I am studying embedded systems at the first quarter. My job in this project is as the head of design and creativity.
Hello, my name is David May. I'm the first quarter of robotic engineering, and I'm the software developer of Here for You.
Hello there, my name is Samuel Venegas. I am a student for data engineering, and here I am in charge of human resource management.
So as them, I'm also in first quarter of robotics. We are focusing on the problematic of prevents loneliness. Now, our needs. What has been happening with this problem? Loneliness has been growing with the years. We did an investigation, and we found out that it is because of sense of failure. People tend to feel guilty because of this, and they isolate from the world. Social pressure, I think that is a very, it has a big impact in loneliness and lack of communication. Now, we are trying to implement a technological thing in order to
know what you thinking, what you are thinking, but the difference of this platform that applications like Facebook, Twitter, or Meetup is we are focused on the social part. We carry on. Investigate and research, and we conclude that the recreational activities, the sports or something like these activities is better for the people only.
our platform is focused on people from 18 to 26 years, because we think that that group of age has, like, we find out that they suffer from a lot of factors that can enhance this problem. And we don't want to create the platform just for that people, that not only for lonely people. We want to create this platform to bring everybody, because we think that lonely people, it's not that easy for us to invite them and make them come to us. So we are trying to achieve that even social people can come and help us to develop a relationship with people that feels alone.
Well, why you should choose Here For You? Well, Here For You creates social engagements and also social interaction among people who will visit that events. But how are going to be those activities, those relationships between our users? Well, this relationship will be strong and warm, which is the main principle of our enterprise of Here For You. But what our application does? Well, it creates opportunities to meet people, which is the most important thing for our community. It also encourages communication face to face, which is not cured with the traditional social media like Facebook or different like Instagram. But who are going to focus on? We are focusing on people from 18 to 25 years old who are studying or are working. Why? Because they are more likely to be affected by this problem, and we want to approach to that people to solve or to prevent that problem.
Now there is like a preview for application. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about the design. First, we have to mention this. We were thinking about a lot of stuff. We're starting this approach. We approached this problem with hardware, but then we realized that it wasn't working as well. We start with a bracelet, a collar for dogs, so a lot of crazy stuff. But now we are here. This is our preview of our, you could say, final model. This is made like this with a black background to make the colors pop, to make the events be more, like more that you want to enter them. You want to be part of them. We did this in order to make the user experience easier for them.
Oops. Well, now I'm going to explain a little bit about the insights of our project. Well, this is a flowchart of how we plan the application or platform to work. As you can see, we are going to classify our users, and by those classifications, different kind of events will pop up in the application. And with an algorithm like Facebook has, like Netflix has, we are going to understand what our users like, what they don't like, where are they going, and use all that information to update their profiles. This is very social because as we are going to ally with social organizations, when we update the profiles of our users, we can detect some patterns like patterns associated with depression or with other illness. And based on that profile, we can suggest some kind of activities like psychologists or activities that encourage the user to be aware of what is happening with him. Of course, this is very inside the application and the user won't notice it. Okay, now how are we supposed to measure this? You can see it here. Sorry, I don't have enough time to explain all of this, so I will skip to the next slide very fast. And well, we have a plan for the future of this application, as you can see. And well, this is our business model. I'm going to explain it very fast. Where are we going to get money? From local business. We are going to make hotspots in local business in order to attract more people to those business. And those business will pay us in order to get more advertising. It's pretty effective.
All right. So that was our group here for you. Round of applause for them. All right, and we are going to open it up to the judges for 5 minutes while they think of their questions. A reminder for those of you watching from home, just saw here for you, they have 10 minutes each group in order to present their ideas. So we'll leave it up for the judges.
Thank you for your presentation. My question is, how do you want to collect the information about the user? So, how do you build the profile of the user?
When the user when the user installs the application in their cell phone, he needs to feel, first of all, like some strategic things that the user likes. Like, do you like sports? Do you like music? What kind of music? Do you like food? Do you like to go to a crowded place, to a very small place? That kind of things. And then the algorithm will learn from your selections through the time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, my question, there are two questions, in fact. One is more curiosity. Do you know the number of people around the world that don't use today the social network like Facebook or this kind of?
Well, yes, our difference, for instance, Facebook, is that Facebook tries to make a not real social connection. We are trying to explain something more contact by people in front of people. And the second question, my partner Saulo wants to answer that.
Well, about that question, we are not aware of the number of people that do not use the applications.
Okay. The other one is related with this one because I know that many people that react to introduce to this kind of social network is because the security, okay, supplantation and all these things that, for example, in my case, if you look for my name in Facebook, I appear, but I never do that. I don't know who prepared my my Facebook account. So my point is, how do you think to trade to work in this point about security in your project?
About security, safety is one of the main reasons we made this app. We talk about this platform, and as our focus group is people between 18 and 24 years old, sorry, 25, we can assume that these people is at a university and they can use their university email in order to to subscribe to this platform. And he validated.
A really good question. It's 10 minutes.
To a party, got drunk, and this is how this story ends.
From 2010 to 2016, in Mexico, more than 450 people committed suicide. People that are alone have the risk of falling to depression. Consequently, this could lead them to commit suicide. This is a worldwide problem, and we want to solve it. We have created a platform where you can find new people, make new friends, and share new experiences. We want to connect people in order to reach a common goal. We want people to know that they are not alone, because we are
Here for you. Besides, in our state, Yucatán, we are the first place in alcohol consumption. In our country, Mexico, are driving under the, and also we can, with another sensors that the device has, maybe can something important for our lives, because in a moment you can sell this car, but a life is irreplaceable.
Okay. So, we offer security of drivers from potential car accidents. This is not the first time that creative people try to solve the problem. But as we could see, they just reduce the problem. We are more than just creative people. We are innovative people who is going to propose to prevent this problem in a new and technological way. Why ideas from other people don't work? This is because they don't have certain factors that can they can get a more accuracy in these kind of situations. Our solution is a device that has which is a detection system chip installed in a car that have 3 factors: the face recognition, the voice recognition, and body heat.
Save at least. Also, they could ensure the security of a complete.
It is in the guide of the car, and the last thing is the voice recognition. So he has to speak, and the chip the chip recognizes the voice and that he to drive. And if he doesn't pass these tests, the car doesn't start, and it sends an alert to the personal contacts registered on the chip, and somebody can pick him up. So the next part is our scalability. That right now in 2019 we are taking our principal customers that are the insurances, because we want to reduce the amount of money that they waste or spend with all these crashes and these accidents. Then we want to advance to the industrial companies, legality, and more like that.
Our key partners, Airbus, obviously. We need their chip, and well, another is the electronic distributors and automotive companies. Our key activities is to make the embedded system and the space to create these things, and the serve streams. We are the best option. Thank you.
Very good. Round of applause for Verba team with TechWoo. Very good. So again, we will open up for 5.
For example, insurances started like the companies that sell something that if something happens to your car, for example, if somebody steals it or if you crash, they give you an amount of money to pay that crash. But right now the law says that every car needs to have an insurance. So that's why that's what we wanted to say with this part, the legality, that maybe we are trying to in a future this device could be obligatory for the cars. In other words, this device must be on your car, because if something happens to your car, you won't be able to ask for an insurance or something like that.
Thank you.
Take it the same idea and the answer that you did give to us. Why did you didn't apply this idea to the car industry, to the car manufacturing companies as the first or the main client, in order they to give this as an upgrade they have now to keep a driver or a family safe?
Okay, that's a good question. We try to avoid the car industries because it was very difficult to sell an idea of technology to a car company that has engineers, that has many other developers that they just take the idea. We tell them the idea, but if it is not patented, they just steal the idea and put it in the car. So that's what we were thinking, that maybe we can start with insurance company.
And as a client?
It's like, you have a...
For those of you streaming or watching us as we stream this event, we are on our 4th group out of 5 groups here at UPY Mérida, Yucatán. And I will turn it over to Global Roots.
Hi everyone. Well, we are the team Global Roots, and we are presenting now our devices that are called the Root. Well, our team is conformed by Aldo Mesh, Jairo May, Brenda Martin, and Alexis May.
In the US, there is a $5 billion loss annually due to wheat seed crops, and in Mexico, there is almost $5 billion loss annually due to wheat seed crops, and in Mexico, there is almost 1 million hectares lost to tax and other climate change issues.
Nowadays, seed crops causes economical issues in different parts of the world, and sometimes those economical issues leave people with a less portion of money or nothing. The intensive growers are focused on using human resources to harvest and plant. That is why it's important to measure humidity and temperature. Through the implementation of different kind of devices in the fields, we can have those data available in the cloud. And also, we can have predictions in the medium and long term that can be useful for growers. One of our devices
is focusing in collecting the data and then sending to the main device. The other device is focusing on gathering the data and sending to the cloud. And that data can be analyzed and can provide predictions from the growers and farmers.
So Airbus is currently working on an electronic chip that can be embedded in any product. And this chip will be able to connect to terrestrial and space networks, such as cellular and satellite. And also Airbus claims that this chip can be connected anywhere, anytime, and under any conditions. So we are focusing in agricultural field, and we have identified the main issues that this industry is facing. For example, plagues. Plagues make the crops sick, and sick crops represent huge losses for this industry. And these losses can have an important negative impact on the economy of a country.
Our solution is an efficient and a simple way to use those sensors, but in a cheap way. This one is the Al, which is the sun. It's a Mayan word, and this is the Na, which is the mother. It's the yellow one. So we're using this chip of Airbus in our Na, the mother device, which is going to collect all the data from the sons, from the child, which is Na. We have done some mathematics, and we calculated that we can have one mother per 100 hectares, which is 1 hectare is 100 meters square. I'm sorry, it's 1,000 meters squares. Correction.
I'm going to explain about the electronic, and those components are inside making work the prototype. We use a solar panel for provide energy in the day, and the battery is for provide energy in the day, and use a pick. Pick is the coordinate all the components for the prototype, and the temperature sensor is for sensor the temperature and humidity. This is for all. And the second, that is Na, is basically the same, but the all send the data to Na, and Na receive the data and say it to the cloud, and is the different because we use the Airbus chip in the both prototype.
This is the schedule of what we're going to do with this product. As you can see, there's the Al, which are the sons, and you can use it as many as you want in a 100 hectares. But as much as you have, you will have better accuracy of data about humidity, about temperature of the fields, and those data is sent by LPWAN standard. That is a large range that is protocol, a low energy. By Airbus chip, this magical chip we have. So we have a connection, can be a cell phone by cell phone towers, or can be by a satellite connection. This data goes to the cloud, and from the cloud goes to the application that the farmer can use in their cell phone or by web page.
Well, the process that we have to implement this device is we will reuse the body of the prototype. Once the prototype collects the climate condition, it will send the information to the chip, to the mother. An important part in this is the climatic condition. This information we can use and relate with the goal of the ONU that they proposed for these years, that is related with the climatic action. And continues with this slide. Then when the prototype sent to the information to the mother, the basic interpretation will be provided to the user with an app that we saw in the last slide.
And well, how is the business model? Because we realized that we should look for a way to implement this in the medium and the huge growers. Well, we start thinking about the bait and hook because we can provide this mother and this son device, and we can provide more son devices, and then all the devices are connected to the modern device. Well, we provide customer service, guarantee policy, and freemium platform. What is this about? Well, we think about that if you have a free membership, you can see the daily data and also the historical data that you have taken. But what about the premium? We realize that this data can be analyzed and can be used for predictions. So the people who pay for this premium membership, you can get more information and you can be more efficient and you can get more money with that. And well, we have been making research about the components that we were trying to look, and we found out that the production cost is about $50, and the public price will be around $100. And well, what are the unfair advantages of our proposal? Well, the connectivity, the chip, because Airbus says that wherever you are going to be connected. It means that you are going to have satellite or telephone antennas. Well, the algorithm, because the algorithm will help the producers to be more efficient, and the business model that in further research that we've done, we can try to implement this to the small growers, but not implemented the whole cost for them. And well, the channels that we're going to be promoting these devices are through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and some agriculture fairs. Well, the campus model, and some reference, and that's it for us.
All right, Global Roots with The Roots. Questions, judges, 5 minutes. We'll open it up to you. All right. Do we have questions, judges? Alrighty, sounds good. All right, well, thank you. Thank you, Global Roots with The Roots. So yes, just a reminder, they were working with Global Internet of Things. We will be moving on shortly to the next group, but we'll give judges a few minutes to kind of jot down their last thoughts. All right, sweet. So next team, fifth team, last but not least, we have LBY, And their challenge was advanced personalized learning. If we could please welcome LBY up to the front. Round of applause.
Howdy. Alright, it works. Have you ever get bored in a class? Actually, I think that 99% of this room have ever had the feeling that what they learn is not significant. But what if I told you that this is not because of the class, but the way you learned? According to many educators such as Ken Robinson or Howard Gardner, we all learn in a different way. So, this is the challenge of education for most of the recent years, to provide an advanced personalized learning. I'm not here to demystify the educational system, but to provide an technological solution for solving this issue. My name is Brian Reese. I'm a UX designer, and these are my coworkers and innovators of this revolutionary idea: Miguel Estrada, Montse Balbuena, Walter Vives, Mario Morales, and the good Osvaldo. And this is a facial emotion learning platform that through machine learning can provide an authentic personalized learning. This is Switch Learning. Let's take a look.
Learning is not easy. Everyone knows that they have a right to education, but have you ever wondered if this education is right for you?
Even though we know that everybody learns in a different way, we haven't developed yet a tool to solve it.
Switch learning is pretty disruptive. I mean, it adapts to you. It knows when you're feeling angry, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling happy. It finds the right way in that precise moment to show you the information.
To develop this project, we have used pattern recognition and facial expression algorithm.
Switch learning is going to revolutionize the way of learning that we have.
For instance, if you're doing so many exercises, but switch learning detects that you're getting bored, then it switches up in other stuff like visual or verbal things. With this disruptive technology, we want to redefine the value of the future of education. At the end, we just want the future of the ideas.
Identify the problem. Well, there's a huge difference between learning something and learning it in the way you should in order to maximize the amount of information that you can get from it. Let's think in this. Everybody in here learns in different ways. So where do you learn the most? The answer will be in the school. But here's when the issue starts to get blurry. Because do you know any classroom that has only one teacher and one student? Of course not. And if you think in Mexico, the thing gets even worse. Because according to the OCDE, the average classroom here in Mexico has around 32 students per teacher. So that means that if I'm a student in that classroom, I will be sitting right next to 31 guys that will be studying the same subject as me, reading the same book, but I'm not going to have the same grade as they. So if you're a teacher in that same classroom, it's impossible for you to divide your time into 32 persons in order to improve their personal skills. The problem is we need to find a tool. We need to find a solution in order to improve the lack of advanced personalized learning.
Okay, so let's take a look at our failed ideas, because not every project starts with a good idea at first. So we had these three options, but none of them solve the real problem that we are facing, that is the advanced personalized learning. So we took into consideration these three options, but none of them solve the problem in a practical and a simple way. So let's take a look at our solution explained by Walter.
Well, the right question is, why and how does our project work? Well, our project works because we use data analysis. As follows, the data analysis that we have collected is provided is from the users through two kinds of canals. That is the psychometric test and facial emotion, facial emotion, facial emotional recognition using by machine learning, supervised machine learning. Well, supervised machine learning. Supervised machine learning. Well, the main idea of a project is you have two tests. The first test is a psychometric test. The second test is to classify you in three classes: kinesthetic, visual, or auditive. Well, the main idea of our algorithm is learn about you. The information, the algorithm learns about you. Why? Because if you use the algorithm and you put into your information, the algorithm learn about you because yes. Wait. My partner can explain a little bit about this.
Okay, we are recognizing the facial emotion recognition. According to the design advantage, we use the 7 principles of universal designs that makes the design more easy to understand. Everybody can use it. We use the characteristic of self-improvement because of our facial recognition detects when you are taking attention to the class or the works that are you doing. And if you are not paying attention, it changes another thing, like another way to learn. And it's adaptive because at the same time as you are doing the things, the design, it learns about you. And it's an adaptable business model because we use an publicity and a free account, and we provide this service to the public schools. And one thing that we need to know about this thing is if we sell 5 accounts to private schools, we will give 1 free to a public school.
Okay, why do we have until now? We have a system that can recognize your face and can say if you're sad, if you're bored, if you're feeling another emotion while you are learning. That is what is going to generate a relation between the content that is being shown to you and the reaction that you're having when you're seeing this content. Okay, we are going to specialized on how do you learn. That's why we are going to try to show you content that goes from videos, audiobooks, images, infographics, and all this stuff.
Okay, here's the prototype that we have. We base our idea in the principles of universal design. So you can join as a student of part of an educational institution. You have to use your webcam, and you have to choose between all your subjects. And this is going to generate some statistics about how do you learn.
Okay.
That's it.
Very good, very good. Thank you. Thank you, LBY, with their project on advanced personalized learning. All right, so we'll give 5 minutes. That was our last group. And we'll give 5 minutes to the judges.
When I was playing with some face recognition software some years ago, I was just wondering if we can really estimate how we really feel by following the sequence of changes. Obviously, the path with using this software, given that I was the only one who was in front of the camera, I had a very nice experiences when I stopped making any expression, and I was thinking that the software was not working, but I was not changing my expression. So I think there are some black holes on the analysis of the images in which you have to provoke reactions with the material you are going to provide in such a way to have a training and really to get engaged. At the end, my question is just this one. How you can define engagement? If the face recognition is perfect, how you can identify those patterns in which you are concentrating and you are really learning. Do you have an answer?
Yes, yes. In fact, we thought about that a lot, but we know that this involves a really complex system of artificial intelligence. That means that we have to set some specific things, but we've been working with what you said. In fact, we knew that there are some open resources like Microsoft Azure that already has those kind of motions established, and the one that you mentioned was neutral, and we can associate those kind of emotions to something in particular, and we're not going to assume what you are thinking, because of course you said that you can make some expressions with your face, and that doesn't mean that you're not paying attention. So we thought that maybe we could make some questions to know if the reader is just focusing on the text but changing his facial expression, or if he has some problems with the content. So after answering those questions, we are going to know if you have to stay in the same content, or if the content is the cause that make you change your face. That's what we were thinking about. Do you have another question?
In my opinion, one of the starting points for attract the attention of kids or any people, in fact, to learn something can be, it's not the unique way, but can be the motivation to start the interest. So my question is if in your project you consider this part. I understand that probably is not the main focus, but if you consider this, and how are you considering to introduce some attraction to catch the attention of
Yes,
of the
thank you.
kids?
That's actually a key point that we have during all these Dreaming On. First, and what we're trying to explain was that we have the really test that does not associate the way you learn, but the way of your interests. What do you like at most? For instance, if you like Star Wars, if you like the music, can be associative also to the things to the way you learn as well. This research has conducted to tell us, all right, we're going to provide this content, but the very first, when we have these constant expressions, we can provide you this know-how, like ¿Sabías que? And Star Wars can recollect this, and just to personalize these contents and adequating those things to the way you're learning. So in fact, we are not just using, motivation was our key point, because if we talk about the things we like, then we are not just learning, we're just evolving in the future of how our mindset process things. Thanks you.
I know that this subject is not the more important tagline, but I think that could be a new service or a important issue is that if you can add in the project, how can this innovation and technology could prevent mental or anemic issues in a student? Because we have heard some cases of when the stress of learning or trying to learn could even make the student have some mental or anemic issues.
Yes, of course, because what we had is a very complex system that can give you a lot of information about that, about certain things, to always develop a better educational system. That's why we didn't focus on business model of things like those, because I know and I think that this idea can support a lot of things if you know how to use it well. And it can help a lot if you know how to take that information out of the prototype that we already have.
All right, very good. So that is.
I'm sorry, Mitzi. I want to add something that is that, and what you just mentioned.
Sorry,
actually,
we
I'm
have
sorry.
run out
I
of
know
time.
we
Thank
can
you,
discuss
though.
about this later. I know. I will base a project something. Thank you.
Very good. So that is all the time we have. That was Team LBY. Thank you very much. All right, so a round of applause for all the teams that have presented today. We saw some amazing ideas. Congratulations on all the hard work. All right, so while we give the judges some time to kind of look over their notes and some of the points, we're going to cut to a recap video, both online and here in present, about the best moments that we've had here at IFTP 2019 at UPY. So we'll watch that. Thank you.
Despite how you feel, I've been keeping you tight. In the morning after, in the morning light. You've been acting nasty and I've been feeling fine. Everyone around can see that you're running wild. No, 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 no. Why you need to prove it now by breaking my back? When each and every moment seems to fade in the night. How do I believe in you when you're moving fast and talking slow in the wake of my ambition? When it takes the time to realize with everyone around you. Oh no, where do we go from here? Where do we go now?
I'm Bernardo Cisneros. I am the Secretary of Research, Innovation, and Higher Education for the State Government of Yucatan. Oh, my first impression for the event was the high level of energy and commitment that all these young people were showing. I saw different teams. They were highly motivated. They knew what was happening. They were very straightforward. They were eager to participate and to let us know what their idea was to be solving eventually. I saw young people interacting with actual problems. I saw young people being very creative, trying to propose solutions for problems that are real, that are global, that are in every day, in every place in the world.
Fatima Martinez. I'm from Data Engineer and my team is Verba team. Well, my time on the Invent for the Planet, it has been a little bit tired because I haven't slept and I tried to sleep almost 20 minutes, but I couldn't because I haven't on my mind all the ideas that I could develop with my team, and I'm here, and we are reaching a solution for my problematics.